Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. Some pilots fly for the money. Some fly for the glory. Kaelen Voss flies because the vacuum of space is the only place he can breathe. They call him the Drift because he moves through space like a ghost in the machine. He does not take easy jobs. He takes the jobs that make other pilots turn in their wings. Voss sits in the cockpit of the Revenant Star. His hands are steady on the controls. Behind his seat in the cargo hold is the solar heartbeat. It is a fusion core the size of a small car, and it is currently the most dangerous object in the sector. The core is the only thing that can restart the artificial sun of the Valos system. If that sun goes out, billions of people freeze in the dark. But there is a catch. The core is leaking energy. The stabilizers are broken. If the Revenant Star drops below Mach 10, the energy buildup will trigger a chain reaction. The ship, the pilot, and the core will turn into a new, very short-lived supernova. This is not about physics. This is about speed. Voss checks his visor. The orange numbers are climbing. Mach 11. Mach 12. The engines of the Revenant Star are screaming, a high-pitched metallic howl that vibrates through Voss's flight suit. He does not look at the fuel gauges. He only looks at the path ahead. The Valos system is a graveyard of old mining stations and shattered moons. To get to the artificial sun, Voss has to navigate through the dead zone, a massive belt of jagged asteroids and abandoned metal hulls. At Mach 12, an asteroid the size of a marble can punch a hole through a ship like a bullet through paper. Voss grips the yoke. He does not use the autopilot. The computer is too slow for what he is about to do. He kicks the thrusters and the Revenant Star dances. He weaves between two massive spinning rocks, the wing of his ship missing the stone by inches. He is not just flying. He is drifting. He uses the ship's momentum to slide around obstacles, cutting the engines for a split second to pivot before slamming the throttle back to the wall. Suddenly his proximity alarms roar. 3 pirate interceptors emerge from the shadows of a hollowed-out moon. They do not want the core. They want the bounty on Voss's head. They fire their cannons, bright red bolts of energy splashing against the Revenant Star's shields. "You are going too fast, Voss." A voice crackles over the radio. It is the pirate leader. "Pull over and give us the ship, or we will peel you like a grape." Voss does not answer. He does not have time for words. He checks the core status. The energy levels are spiking. He needs more speed. He activates the experimental drift engines. The Revenant Star shudders. The space in front of the ship seems to fold. In a blink, Voss is no longer in front of the pirates. He has jumped 5 kilometers forward, reappearing directly behind them. Before they can turn, he targets their engines and fires a burst of kinetic slugs. The pirate ships spin out of control, left in the dust of his wake. He is close now. The artificial sun looms ahead. It is a massive hollow sphere of metal and glass, currently dark and cold. The docking bay is a tiny needle eye in the center of the structure. Voss checks his speed. Mach 15. The core is humming so loud it sounds like a heartbeat. The walls of the ship are starting to glow red from the heat of the internal energy leak. He has to dock without slowing down. It is a move that shouldn't be possible. Voss lines up the shot. He aims the Revenant Star directly at the central intake. He waits for the exact millisecond. He fires the magnetic harpoons from the nose of his ship. The cables catch the inner rim of the docking port. Voss slams the reverse thrusters at the same time he releases the cargo locks. The solar heartbeat is launched forward like a massive bullet, flying out of the cargo hold and deep into the core chamber of the sun. The moment the core leaves the ship, Voss yanks the Revenant Star into a violent vertical climb. The sudden change in weight and the release of energy sends the ship spinning. Voss fights the G-force, his vision blurring, his hands straining against the controls. Behind him, the artificial sun ignites. A massive wave of golden light washes over the system. The heartbeat has started. The sun is alive. Voss levels out the ship. The engines are smoking. The cockpit is filled with the smell of ozone and burnt wires. He leans back in his seat and exhales. His orange visor dims as the data stops scrolling. He is still alive. The job is done. In the bars of the outer rim, they will tell the story of the pilot who outran a sun. They will say he is a madman or a ghost. Kaelen Voss does not care. He just wants to know where the next delivery is. He does not need a home. He has the cockpit, and as long as he stays in the drift, he is exactly where he belongs. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the cockpit. If you loved the first flight of Kaelen Voss, hit that like button. Comment below, what is the fastest you have ever traveled? Subscribe for the next delivery, the Ghost Run. The Revenant Star is back in the black. The engine is warm.